Today, we are going to talk about T-side opping here on Nuke. Now, this is a part 2 of a series I am doing on every map where we talked about CT side opping in the last video. Make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already, but I am going to give you my best tips, tricks, openings, picks, everything you need to know about T-side on Nuke from my professional experience. I've played against some of the greatest teams in the region here in North America. I've performed very well against Complexity, Party Astronauts, and some of the other greats of North America, and I'm going to give you every bit of advice that I can in order to get you guys performing and playing this complex map to your highest ability. This is a very hard map to understand and play, but once you get it down, you can absolutely destroy people with the knowledge that you have of it. So without further ado, hit the subscribe button because we're going to get into this and we are going to teach you how to play. Now, by far the favorite pick I love going for on just a normal buy round is actually going to be here in lobby. We're going to start this off with a lobby pick. When you have a forward spawn, I want you to buy an HE, run through lobby here, right? Run all the way up here, and then pull it out and aim at the door, knife out, hit your head off that roof, come here and pick, right? So very complex, but simple. And I'm going to explain why. So 1, the nade. 2, you're knifing out, but then pulling your op out, hitting your head on that roof to get yourself some momentum, and then peeking like this. So many times you will find a pick on this mini guy or outside guy that has no clue you are here, right? It is such a free pick to go for, and the only counter to it is if an opper is going to start mini specifically looking for this pick, which if you're at a lower level or even low level 10, you're not going to run into this. Higher level players, 3k elo, you might see this every once in a while, and you just got to feel this out, but I love going for this opening. It is so good. It's insane. And a lot of times the players are throwing bad door mollies too that aren't spreading into door. So you can get a free pick and get out. A lot of times too, if they don't instantly molly or smoke door or smoke it off that molly, I'll kind of search here and I'll back up a bit because you don't want to be super exposed to this top hut guy. So I usually back up a bit and then start searching for this nitro wall side, like along this wall. It's super good, very effective pick. And a lot of times too, you can actually find a pick if you hear them fumbling around Tetris side. You can find a pick on a guy jumping up on these boxes here. It's really effective. Door actually is surprisingly super effective way and place to op. It's very effective, very good. Before I get into the next tips, I have to give you a message from the sponsor of today's video. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, CoJo. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description. Alright guys, the next place you are going to find impact on this map is up here on Silo. Now this is kind of, you know, a two-dimensional spot. There's not a ton that you can do up here, but my favorite thing to do is just to post on this back credit angle. Why is this so good? Because a lot of times you're going to find oppers at lower levels or riflers at higher levels rotating out of this position, right? They're going to be trying to shoot, farm, whatever, but if there's a smoke wall or they get smoked off garage, they're going to eventually rotate out of here. And if you're very patient, this is almost a guaranteed pick if you're just fast enough. And sometimes you'll actually catch people rotating into garage, but 80 to 90% of the time you'll catch them rotating out and it's just a free pick. Also, what I love to do is if I have a front spawn, I love to actually go up here, and I don't do the fast movement over here just because I like consistently just jumping up like this, coming up here and trying to kill anyone fast going secret. A lot of times you'll have it's like a very like hard shot to hit, but if you get good enough at it, it can be like a 60 to 70% shot. You can actually snag somebody that's trying to start secret from outside here, right? Because a lot of times, and if you watch the Nuke video, we know CTs will throw this smoke, maybe throw a flash above, and then knife out to try to get the secret. And if they mess up or have a bad spawn, you can actually punish them pretty easily. Other things I like to do up here is to provide cover of red. Sometimes players will be there. Just a very safe, good opening to go for. And then also a little tip is if you crouch along this back wall here, you're not spotted from credit if somebody is posted, and you can post on like secret, right? So we can post on secret, very effective if our teammates are trying to scale outside and do this, that somebody holds secret. And in this case, we can do it because CTs will pop their head up there and it's a very good pick to go for. Or you can just have an off angle and peek these positions really well. At higher level, when we throw like these diag smokes, okay, I messed that one up a bit, but anyways, like, you know what I mean? Like these smokes like this, a really effective thing I do too is post on the outside of them, because what CTs sometimes do with these smokes is they try to creep through and they forget that silo is like an option sometimes. Even like I've punished like ECL level teams doing this. I've punished players that have been in pro league doing this because they're not stupid, they're not bad, but they're just trying to push the advantage. So if you can catch them off while trying to push that advantage, it is everything, right? But besides silo, a really good play to go for is to have a teammate at the beginning of the round. If he's in front of you, have him boost you on this blue box instantly to go for this same sort of pick. And I actually love destroying high level oppers by being up here and going for this peek on the garage guy, right? And why is it so good? Because yes, they might kill you, they might flick to you, but a lot of times they're posted on this angle, or they're kind of like in this like paranoid position, and they're kind of like nervous, right? Even really good oppers you can catch off doing this. I've caught off some great players doing this kind of pick. But also my favorite thing to do is also people will start credit, and so if you pre-aim credit, I'm telling you, that's such a free pick. It's great out here, right? Same thing out here on red. It's so valuable in the mid round to have a teammate boost you up here on red to try to scale, and make sure you have teammates with you because it's very exposed, and try to go for the pick on the guy that might be playing on those stairs. On the stairs, or also somebody on AC, very good, and just anyone in this unbreakable position / credit / safety. Again, this is just a very surprising angle because we want to watch out for it. We showed you guys in the CT side video Awping. We want to be careful when we're just scaling out here dry, because these angles, if any opper is here, you're gonna lose, right? If someone is lockers, you're gonna die. They're gonna see you first, or they're in this insane position, and I don't know why we're going over this. We already showed you guys in the CT video, or someone's heaven, right? So we got to be careful. So I wouldn't recommend if there is an op up doing this, but if there's no op up on the other team, guys, search out here, search, right? Search. It's so good, right? And it's good to just control this position out here like this, be really super effective. And also if your teammates are going down secret, it can be good to just hold the mini right here. Say you're like 2 or 3 riflers are down there and you're kind of just like chilling, just hold this. Very good. Sometimes you'll catch a mini player peeking out here and it's super effective. But yeah, you can kind of do a lot outside. I would recommend that boost here early. A lot of teams are going to molly you off, so it's kind of hard to just go for like a fast peek out here, and generally that's a CT favored fight. But it's all about just working the angles, right? If you're an Awping out here, you've just got to get good at flashing for your teammates, like to get into garage, flashing spawn, and just playing support, right? Make sure that all times though, either secret's mollied off or you have a rifler holding the secret angle, because I'm telling you, I die so many times to someone not looking secret, and I'm just dying because I thought someone was, or I get caught out somewhere, and it can be very frustrating. So always have somebody watching that. But yeah, you're gonna go for openings outside, but then you're kind of gonna be in the back being a more supportive piece, right? You're gonna be supportive, and it's so annoying to play against a good opper because these are your fights to take, right? Like these are your fights, long range angles, so like super far, right? Like if you lose to a rifler on like an angle like this, it's just like either it's extremely unlucky because maybe you tagged him, or you just missed, right? Which we'll take those odds. That's the odds we want to take in this game. And then also for openings, you can go for this. I personally don't like this pick, but one thing you can do is come through here at the beginning of the round and try to kill somebody that's like lazy or late jumping silo. This is good at lower levels when players don't know how to go up ladders, which we did a ladder guide on this channel and tips and tricks. But a lot of lower level players will come up the ladder extremely slow. They'll like meander around here and jump, and you can catch them off so easily doing this. High level players, I don't like doing this pick as much. You get mollied here, you get naded, people are pre-aiming it. It's just not as good. But you could try it out, you could test it out. And I also forgot to mention, guys, sorry, we're bouncing all around. I told you this video is going to be jam-packed. If you need to rewind at any point, I'd strongly recommend that, because we're going to teach you so many useful things. If you're just playing a default standard, this is the angle I like posting. You know, we should always be nading open door for the most part, unless they're like on full pistols. But if we're just doing a standard lobby default, I'll either post on this angle with maybe another guy in door, or if not, that's fine, and a teammate holding HUD, a teammate holding ramp, or I'll be the ramp guy and I'll hold a ramp like this. Because then if they overrun me, if like 2 people swing, I can just get out, and hopefully my teammates are farming the other lobby guys. But we're not exposed, we're not playing here. This is horrible angle to play. This is horrible because pistols could run us down. We're not trying to get in here where they could peek us. If we're playing a standard default, this is your angle. This right here, that's all you guys should be playing. Boom, take that shot and fall if you have to. Escape plan, if you have to, just run up the roof. That's simple as that, right? Have these escape plans in your brain before they even happen, and you will succeed. So good. Many operators don't understand that. They don't think about that, and that's something you can do to get ahead. But if you're gonna go for an aggressive ramp pick, I love just coming through here and posting on like on this angle, or it all just comes down to where you think the opponent's gonna be, right? If you think the rifler is gonna be ramp and he's gonna be on that headshot angle, come here and pre-fire it, right? Try to pre-aim him and hit him in the head, right? Other than that, you can kind of just search your op ramp too. I recommend if you're going to do this, have a teammate with you. But regardless of any ramp stuff that you do, you should always like be the guy controlling J hall, right? So you get out ramp here, this is your angle. Your teammates can scale out, that's their job to clear the close angles. Your job is to provide cover on J hall, because a lot of times, and I've done this too as a CT opper, players want to fight this so bad, right? They want to come in here, and if you can make sure they can't cross this threshold, it is so good, right? And a lot of times your teammates might molly J hall. That's perfect. Then you can kind of slide in here and go for a more aggressive angle. You can always flash them off and you know, post on this. This is very strong playing down here. But in general, you're just trying to J hall control and do that, right? So I guess let's go into the mid rounds now and talk about kind of how we can flow in mid to late rounds. I don't want to make this video too long, but I also want to give you guys all the info. It's really important when you're coming down lower here that you are not just running in and combat opping. That's your teammates' jobs to run in and do that kind of stuff, right? Regardless of like the eggs that you're throwing, what you're doing, obviously we should be trying to molly off double and come down here, right? And you can always smoke off single for your team. If you're going to do that, make sure the door's not open. But if door's closed, it's as simple as just throwing it off the door. If door's open, it's probably just safer to throw a ploofy smoke over here. And what the heck did that just hit? That is crazy that that hit something. But it's really good to, you know, just provide those nades and be the last guy in here. I like chilling ramp as an opper, but if they can come flank me, or I think they're flanking, it's not as effective. Dark is my position when they could be anywhere, right? Like they could be double side, control side, single side. But in general, we should be taking control. So wherever your teammates are taking control, make a plan, right? If your teammates are pushing through this side and really taking vent control, so you think they're retaking from ramp, guys, play in here then, right? Your teammates have that control. Play these angles and isolate these fights, right? If they come out, we can run around, do this. We can play really aggressively like that. If we only have control of ramp and they could be scaling out all these sides, again, that's where dark is a really good position, because we can kind of combat up and play these fights. Like, boom, they're coming out. Okay, our teammates cover our top and we're just chilling here, vibing. Again, another powerful position can be like the silo back here, the clock. That's just powerful for any gun that you have. Really, really solid. And then lastly, if we have single door control, just play it like a CT and we can opt from this angle, get the opening and just hold for like scalers and stuff, do that kind of stuff. So you just, you know, just feel it out, do your thing. It's really effective. Very solid, right? Very solid. Also, a bonus tip is if you guys are ever scaling from secret and you think there's a player down here, I've gotten so many kills, and it's luck, but it's also skill, just spamming these, right? If we're thinking a CT is on site here, guys, you can spam through this. Like, they already know you're single, right? I've gotten so many headshots and kills doing this, and it's so frustrating as the B player, even if you just tag them, right? If you just tag them, it's also so good, right? Too. Also, one thing I've done here too is I've gotten a kill doing this, spamming right here and killing this guy. Maybe aim a little lower, but it's just, it's a fun gimmick. And even if you just tag them or you just like get close to them, it scares them so bad and it's so effective, right? When it comes to A site, we should really be the one throwing supporting nades and just posting. You can actually molly Asian by aiming at the top here and throwing that. So most people don't know. Don't molly Asian like this. If you're gonna do that, molly off the vents here if mini smoked, or throw that one too if you're not as safe. But you're essentially just providing overwatch. One of the most powerful things you can do on a standard A exec is to sit here in this door position and just hold heaven, and people will scale through. People will peek their head out. People will try to dump in, and you farm them, and then also just be ready for someone to come up vents and no scope them, right? So we're in this position, they come up vents, we either no scope them or actually just scope them. Someone runs through mini, we're there to like shoot them, and we're just trying to stay alive and play the clutch, right? We're so powerful in the post plant. Door is really good. If you think that they're all gonna be mini side and you have like, say you take A from heaven, playing behind the silo is always great. Get a kill, they're coming out hut. Okay, now we fight them hut. We do this little combat opping, Zywoo style stuff, and it's so good, right? So good. Also, a thing I do on T side, if I ever have to come out hut, I'm kind of pivoting and playing this power position. If I hear the opper shoot heaven and I can pick him off before he falls back, I go like that. If there's people on mini, I come out here, play like that. It doesn't matter, I guess, like the specifics of what you're doing, but just keep your opping mechanics and remember the basics, guys. Remember, always try to be behind cover so that when you take a shot, you can at least like reset until you're ready again. Don't get caught out in the open. That's why I don't want you to run out here and combat op when you don't have to. And be a more supportive and clutchy kind of player, right? On this map, you're going to be throwing a lot of nades. So start learning the nades that you need to throw in order to support your teammates, right? So, yeah. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what map you want to cover next. I would recommend looking at the playlist on my channel. We've covered Inferno, Mirage, Dust 2, I believe. So check out all those other ones and let me know if you guys want Ancient, Anubis, what map you want next, and we will be sure to cover it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. If you want personal individual coaching from me, there's a form in the description on how to get that from me. I'll provide a lot of good value and help you take your game to the next level. Stay tuned for some exciting news. I might be making another channel, so more content, more good stuff. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. But yeah, appreciate every single one of you. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep working hard. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace out. Peace out.